Perfect Talk is what it do. On this episode, we are going to talk about Beyonce making Grammy history, Nike suing Bape over copyright infringement, Jay-Z got another $750 million, and LeBron James is that all-time scoring leader. On this episode, I got special guest Ayo Niche in the building and creative fashion designer Larea. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's get it. What's good, Josh? Your man, DJ Playboy, back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast, man. And you know what I'm saying, it's February's Black History Month. You know we got to bring in one of the original queens, one of the founders of the Perfect Talk podcast. You know her as Ayo Niche.
Yo.
Hello with you. How's it going?
Yo, everything good. What they say in Jamaica, everything irie.
Everything irie. Living a good life, man. If you've been under a rock, if you've not been keeping up with everything DJ Playboy is doing, then you must not know I rock heavy with Ayo Niche since day one. And you know what I mean? We've been on like a whole nother wave in the past like 12 months, I think, of just collaborating together and coming together and working together. But we're gonna get into all that. But before we do, how are you just doing today? How's life? I know you worked last night, right? You just rocked out and catching up on some rest. But we had to get you in.
Yeah. Thanks for my my 15-minute grace period. You heard?
I mean, but the funny thing about it was no worries. I knew the entire time it was happening. I was just moving like business as usual.
Yo, I appreciate that. As you know, and for those who don't know, I'm Ayo Niche. You know what I mean? My brother DJ Playboy, you know what I'm saying, been rocking for a while. But like he said, these last 12 months have been crazy. The last 2 weeks for myself have just been just busy. Like, you know what I mean? Between, you know, just personal growth, personal business, running around, making upgrades, and then between the DJing and the career, it's just a lot happened. It's like the past 14 days, it's been crazy. That's why when you asked me to do the podcast, I was like,
you dubbed me at first.
At first I was like, nah, I can't. I was like, yo, am I doing too much right now? But
then I was worried because I knew you was tired. I was like, damn, maybe she is overbooking. You know what I'm saying? I know Niche go hard. She don't turn nothing down.
I need to learn. I need to learn, but it's hard to say no to your brother anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
I appreciate that. You came through in the clutch. Yeah. Definitely. And we got a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we take it for granted sometimes when we're doing something that everybody gets the message. You know what I'm saying? That everybody gets the press release that we've come out with a new project or that we've got a new collaboration working on something. And sometimes people don't, or sometimes people have to piece it together from your social media and whatnot. But I think one of the biggest things that we've done in the past 12 months was the live podcast that we started. Ayo Niche Your Friends, you know what I mean? And let the people know just a little bit about that. And you've asked me to get on board, which I thank you for. You know what I mean? I think it's an honor that you chose me because you had a ton of people that you could have chose to do that with, you know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, and it's been a great look for me so far. But let the people out there know about it who don't know about it.
So what's real is we've been working on Ayo Niche and Friends live podcast. You know, it explores a range of topics that are important to the culture. And we deal with different topics, especially, while even balancing real life. So the thing I love the most about the podcast is that we're creating a community that's accountable. Mm-hmm. And I love that for us. You know what I'm saying? We've been holding each other accountable for quite some time. And I think it's really cool because with this project right here, we're kind of giving people a real inside scoop of us encouraging each other and just shooting the shits on the regular. This is kind of us in our raw moment. Even now, it's just like, I ain't speak to you all week. You know what I mean? The last couple weeks, like we haven't really had time to you know what I'm saying, catch up. So it kind of was like, damn, I want to talk. You know what I mean?
We definitely have been doing it consistently since when we started, around November, right? Of 2022.
No. I'll probably say November for really testing. Prior to that, we were like doing pilot testing. Remember, we were doing around the time in September. You said, wait, what'd you say? You said
I said November, but maybe October.
But September. Remember, we did we had the day party, bro. So we were doing it. So we were just going live, and that's when the idea evolved. And I would tell people all day, like me and Playboy do, is like, yo, let's just try it out. Let's make changes along the way, but let's just start it and see how it happens, And it's grown into something where, you know, now we're getting sponsorships. It's grown. We're on multiple streams. You know, things are picking up, and I love that for us. You know what I'm saying? And I love that for the community that we're creating. You know, people, you know, people write in asking us questions. You know what I mean? Like, it's real dope, bro.
And when you say multiple streams, you mean on the platforms like you can find us YouTube. Definitely let them know your YouTube.
Yep. youtube.com/PAL Ayonish. So POWAYONISH. And yeah, we're on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook.
And we started on Instagram. That's where, you know what I mean, the mothership started from.
Yeah, started on IG.
And it's at Ayonish on Instagram. So go follow us. You can check it out. And it's every Wednesday. It's 8 p.m. We go by the AKA Ayo Friends Day. You know what I'm saying? If it helps you remember it. Yep. And it's been a dope experience. I loved it. I love doing it. And like you said, it's real conversation, something we was doing anyway. And it comes natural to us. It's not like we're doing anything different. Like we've always fed into each other in terms of inspiration, motivation. Facts. You know what I mean? They're just pushing each other forward.
And that's the key word. Fed. My fault not to cut you off. You said fed. We've always fed each other. And even in our, you know what I mean, our blurb, it says we bring things to the table, like prepare to kick off your shoes, but keep your socks on. Let's eat. Like we've always fed one another. So this ain't nothing fabricated. Like we're not trying.
Exactly.
It's just mad. Like, yo, okay, just hit play. Like, okay, we gotta do this. All right. Like, you know, so
I love it. And I love it. And it's on top of DJing, you know what I mean? On top of being an artist, on top of me being a podcaster, it's just, it gives us another element to show off our talents. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely enjoy it. It has its challenges. Live television.
Hell yeah.
live broadcasts have their challenges.
Shout out to Playboy. Yo, let me tell you a transparency moment. I had, you know, I had issues with my stomach. And yo, man, one episode I had to hop off. Your girl had to hop off. You heard? And I left Playboy by himself. Like, yo, I'm in the chat because we can talk to each other privately. I'm like, yo, I gotta go. No, this ain't working for me right now. Like, I gotta go. So,
and then you came back to me singing.
Yeah,
singing to the masses.
Came out feeling lighter. You heard? Yo, nah, bro, came out like. Yeah. So yeah, man. You know what I mean? It's always cool to kick it. And one thing I love is like just our growth. Just even hearing you talk about your accolades and shit. I'm like, this is a busy man, and this is only his start. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love seeing how you evolve, bro.
It's and that's the thing I love is that you push me to challenge myself. Like I said, the live was a challenge. And then, as everybody knows, I do my radio show. I shout it out every episode with DJ Show. Go check out Money Talks Radio. Follow us on Instagram at Money Talk. We just dropped a new episode, and that was feeding the music bug for me. In addition to, you know, I mean, you would take me out on a lot of events and gigs that you had as well. But you also, because you came with a new challenge to the table this year. And you brought up the idea of doing something known as the 1st and 15th, which is another collaborative effort that we do together. And that's been real fun because that allows us to musically, it's almost like the musical counterpart to Ayo Wednesdays. It's the 1st and 15th of every month, and it allows us to, you know, drop mixes and create ourselves. Express ourselves creatively with blends and just all types of stuff. There's no like time constriction on it. There's no like it's gotta fit this format. It's actually probably one of the more freeing formats that I've been DJing on. You know what I mean, in the past couple of years, that I'm expressing myself in the best way. You know what I mean? It'll be like music that's inspired me throughout the month. I'll bring that to my 1st and 15th mix. And like the way we've done it is like you'll drop one on the 1st, I'll drop one on the 15th. And it's been working out real dope. I think people are starting to get used to it now and really get to it. But like, I mean, name some artists that you've even like you used on the 1st and 15th mixes, as well as would like to use in the future. You know what I mean? Because I know you opened some doors to me. You opened up my eyes to new people. Yeah,
man. You know, I've been heavy on well, first let me say this, the 1st and 15th, that's the thing about a lot of things that we do. They've kind of been like they've been cooking for quite some time. You know what I mean? We've been stirring the pot because prior to us restarting this, we were doing I think were we calling it the 1st and the 15th before? We was calling it something.
We had the 1st and 15th because I had the I had the Gmail for like years now.
Okay, yeah.
So I know we started up a SoundCloud and all that back in the day, and then SoundCloud started hating. So we were like, we had to reformat. We had to figure out
hard. Yo, if anybody know me, I hate SoundCloud. Yo.
Yeah, you got beef with SoundCloud. You do got beef with SoundCloud.
I got a super beef with SoundCloud. Like they have been killing me for quite some time.
When we hit that level that we want to hit, we gotta call a meeting with the SoundCloud CEOs. Like, get us in a room.
I'm like, yo, I want all my millions back. You heard? I want no, put it up now. Damn it. Nah, but the 1st and the 15th, like you said, is definitely a dope time for us to both be creative. Excuse me. And the thing I love about it is that it, like you said, it's not a lot of constraints on us. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the part of us. It's just natural, and it allows us to grow and choose what we want. So, like you said, it's really a freestyle of whatever you want to do. Like me, I've been on, I've been loving the UK sound for quite some time. I mean, this is years upon years. So like, I like artists like now Nao, like she's like really, really dope. And it's a mix of, you have that, what can I say? It's kind of like that popular, kind of like not necessarily, they have like their own version to me of Afro beats. You know what I'm saying?
In the UK? In the UK?
Yeah, okay. But she has like this dope, oh man, her voice is so ill because she has like R&B and it gives you like that old nostalgia of like kind of like 80s with her influences. And it's just really dope. It's really, really dope.
And that was an artist that you used on your last mix that we put out?
No. The last mix I actually rocked out with Beyonce. I went straight, you know what I'm saying, over to Africa. You know what I'm saying? I was in Nigeria, you know what I mean? And I had a lot of dope. What was that? That was also Wizkid. Who else? It's so much. Because we're on what number now? I think we've been rocking these steady now since. Is it November or October?
Yeah, I think November was when I tapped in.
Okay, so that's okay.
Yeah, this might be the 8th one that we putting out.
Yeah,
coming this week. From your boy Plicca.
Yeah, you next up, and that's the cool thing too, because we kind of make it like friendly competition, and then like so many things are birthed from that. Like not for nothing, last night when I went out, I played your remix of the Munch.
Ice Spice.
With the Ice Spice Munch with your boy
Central C.
Central C, like another, you know what I mean? Is he? No, he's not. Is he UK?
He's from the UK.
Central C.
He's from the UK.
Yo, fire! Like in that mix right there, everybody's like, "Yo, you was killing that." I'm like, "Yeah," but I was like, "Yo, that's Playboy." I was shouting it out. You know what I mean? So it's like,
you're a fan. Gotta stick to the plan. He mad us, I won't give him a chance, but still he gonna do what I say. I swear I be stuck in my ways, but still he gonna do what I say. I swear I be stuck in my ways. You thought I was feeling you? That munch. Either he ate it for lunch. My body, I get what I want.
It's so many cool things that come from it, and we just trying and we're having fun while doing it. So with us moving like that, it's been ill. That one that you had though, I always tell you that one, that Aaliyah joint with the drill.
Okay. Yeah.
You got me, y'all. Like,
I'm gonna try to insert that too, so they can get a little audio sample of what we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear it. But
throw it behind there. You know what I'm saying? Because that joint is fire.
Eat it while how my knees.
Fell asleep on the couch. I thought we were going out. I wanna know. If you had let me know, I wouldn't have put on my clothes. It was 4 a.m. when you crept back in the bed. I wanna know what was in your head. Oh, what was in.
No, we've been doing it big, man. Like, and I love that. Like I said, and you even brought it up. Competitive, like friendly competition is the better way to say it. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, Niche come out with a dope mix. I'm like, let me get in that back room. I gotta come correct the next time.
Back room.
He's doing too much. He's doing too much on the last one. But I love it too, because we've been friends for a long time. Like, we've known each other since college. I'm 38 years old, you know what I'm saying? So it's been a long time that we've known each other, and we've always been really open and honest with each other. And I think we've even just hit like a new level where now we can even critique each other. You know what I mean? And it's all like, it's not like somebody from the outside coming in and just telling you they don't like something or you can change this. It's literally like Rocky and his coach, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I go back to my corner and this the cut man, this the corner man telling me, you gotta bob and weave, you gotta duck, you know what I'm saying? So And I think that's so dope about our friendship, because I know there are friendships out there where people can't be that honest with their friends, and they can't, like, yo, we can get better in this area, and some people can't receive it as well. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely commend just our friendship, our bond, our union, that we are able to, like, not only create and make stuff together, but also able to grow up and along with each other, help each other on that road.
That's the big thing, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, and I appreciate and respect you too. So I think about it like we're our own bosses. We're also friends. So it's like the way we kind of like we have multiple roles with one another, you know what I'm saying? Just the way we hold one another accountable for different shit. Even the way I look at it, like, yo, we're, like we said, we're our own bosses, we're our own HR, you know what I'm saying? Anything happen, we gotta sit and come to the drawing board. If it's something that happened that I saw, you know what I'm saying, I call it out. If you call it out, I even think about, even when we talk about the friendly competition, I never forget when we was at one of the weddings we did last year, and you was mixing, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yo, this shit is hard. You was just over there like, I'm like, yo, run it back. Yo. But it's like stuff like that, like, and we don't wait to one thing I'm really big is like in the moment, you know what I'm saying, with celebrating. If you can call somebody out, like, and you didn't like something when you see it, you also can celebrate them too in the same moment. You know what I'm saying? So if I see something that I hear, like, remember when you dropped that one mix, I was calling like, yo, I'm not even done. This joint is fire. You know what I'm saying? And then on the next mix, yo, play yo, shit was hard on the end. Yo, just bring down that one drop. And what you say, like, you know what? I was trying a different effect. Like, okay, like I have to give you that feedback. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm also not just your sister. I'm also not just a co-worker. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I feel like I'm also what's the word I was looking for? Like, I'm a fan of your shit. I'm a critique it, and I don't know. You know, you just want to help you want to help one another grow. You know what I mean? Like,
now you the friend that let me know if you the friend that let me know if I got something in my nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate those friends. Like,
that's
let me know
the
if I got something in my
booger.
teeth. Yeah.
If it's a booger, I'm gonna let you know, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the side, do a little something, you know what I mean, and get right back to it. You know what I mean?
Yo, with no shame, you know what I'm saying? With no shame. Like, you know what? I'm gonna pass you the tissue and I'm gonna twist it for you.
Make it real easy. Get it in and out.
Yo, bro, right over there. You know what I'm saying? Pop it out. Like,
nah, we need everybody. You need friends like that. If you don't have them right now, go find you something. And the other thing too that I'm big on, and I'm noticing it now, this shit, because you've done it for me probably more than anybody has in the past. And there's obviously a lot of people giving me chances and giving me opportunities. But when somebody sees something in you that, you know what I mean, you kind of only had an inkling that you could do, like, you know what I mean, and maybe you had a little bit of doubt. But when somebody's like, yo, go handle that, you know what I'm saying? I know you could do it. That is the biggest boost for me. That is like, all I need is one person to be like, they believe that I can accomplish something, and I know I can run through a wall. And I want to be that for somebody else too. I want to give somebody else that opportunity to let them run through a wall and just give them that, like, yo, I believe in you. I know everything might not be falling in line for you right now, and all the dominoes might not line up, but if I can help in some sort of way to help you achieve your dream, I know that's gonna help people run through walls. And I've been big on the motivation thing too, like trying to push people to reach their highest potential. You know what I mean?
You know, I think that's important. To me, I believe that's part of the reason why we on this earth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always say one big thing I'm heavy on is leading with love. You know, you just never know too which way your blessing's gonna come from, and then it's like, it just makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Like, doing basic human stuff. You know what I'm saying? Talking to random people. Like, you know how we give it up. Yo, I could be on the phone with you all day. For an hour, you and I both done, if we're out and about, you and I done both talk to like at least like 10, 15 people within like whatever amount of time. Like it's just like, oh, okay. I'm like, yo, who's that? Yo, did you give them a flyer? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know,
and I got that like from more hanging out with you, of being like just opening up to people and being willing to tell people about what it is you do and showcase everything that you do. Like, right, but to have that at the top of my mind when I'm talking or in every interaction, that's definitely something, you know what I mean, that's big. And then we're both fans of like E.T. the hip hop preacher and a lot of motivational stuff.
Shout out to the guys. Yep.
One thing that Secret of Success podcast, go check it out if you haven't. And one thing they pushed that I've seen in my own life is don't always reach out for, like, you know what I mean? So a lot of people reach out to someone that's got a bigger following than them or more famous or could open some opportunities. And sometimes the people right around you is just as powerful. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of seeing what it is that they're good at and how can we collaborate? How can we be each other's crutches? And I love that that's what we're doing, and we're building our own movement right now. And I'm loving it.
But you know, like I will say this, just about you know what I mean? Because it's one thing, and shout out to everybody that's experienced this, because Play, I know you've experienced this as well too. Like when you're building something, you know, you can pour into people. Like I've poured into people, and yeah, man, I was about ready to pop the trunk, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so it's like just as much like how you said being a crutch, like it's one thing to help hold you up, but you gotta walk too, baby. You gotta help me hold, you know what I'm saying? Let's walk together. And you know, when you walk like that, when it's reciprocated, you can move together as a unit, you know what I mean? And to be rocking with you, and it's like we talk about stuff, and the biggest thing about us is that we're not just talkers, we're doers. So it's like we may talk about something, and then you know what I'm saying, it's like we take that information and then we run, we go do whatever, then we come back, we figure it out, we analyze, you know what I'm saying, without even knowing that we're doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Naturally,
naturally, you know. And one thing I've learned, especially over the years, you know what I'm saying, just in working on myself, is like, okay, well, what's the problem? Okay, boom, here's the solution. You know what I'm saying? This shit made me feel like this. Like, all right, let me figure this thing out. You know what I mean? We need this component. Hey, we know we don't have this. This has to get done. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Let me put this time aside. You know, I'm learning this. So things are coming back. So it's like, yo, but when it comes to, you know, you find people like Play said that you could really work with, and you know, you're receiving something back, because when you start looking and checking your inventory and you realize that shit is running low, they got to go, you know what I'm saying? Or you got to go. No reason to making you stay. So, you know.
Now you brought something up too, because I've known you, just being around you, I've known you giving people opportunities, and you've seen the vision for some people that they might not have seen in themselves, and then they just gave up on the dream and fizzled out. How do you still find that motivation to continuously want to give people opportunities or continue to open doors for people when, I mean, I don't know, maybe it might be 50-50, maybe you see more go positive than go negative, but you have seen people not live up to their potential or even the vision you had for them. So how do you find that inspiration to keep finding other people and opening up those doors? Because you open up a lot of doors for people. You know what I mean? You make way for people.
You know what? I think that's the sad thing, but you know, you seeing something in someone that they don't see in themselves. But I've learned, like, I've just never been stagnant, you know what I mean? And sometimes one thing that I really had to learn is that even though I was helping somebody else, that lesson might have just been for me more than it was for them. Or what, like, I have to, okay, well, what's the takeaway from it? You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, hey, Niche, like, you learned to, like, now you notice certain signs with working with this type of person, or you were looking for this didn't happen. So now, okay, cool. Hey, let me be more specific about what it is I'm praying for and what I need. You know what I mean? And finding that person to kind of collaborate and work with. And then, you know, also understanding that, like, hey, you know, as an entrepreneur and being independent, I have to rely a little bit more on myself. You know, like how we said, like, hey, with graphic designers, you know, like, hey, like, we can't, of course, like, we're not graphic designers, but we had to grow to learn different programming. So if I need a flyer, oh, we doing our own in-house stuff, you know what I'm saying? Okay, now it's getting so good, other people want the service. Okay, I'm good enough to, hey, it's not just a quick Canva. I could do some whole other stuff that I didn't even know I could do because somebody else dropped the ball and I had to do it. You know what I mean? So
on that note, too, that Halligan flyer you just dropped was fire. So, like, I seen that. Yeah! I did see that. I was like, I like that.
My first one, I was really proud of too.
I seen it. I was like, ooh,
yo,
okay.
Thank you. But see, just that right there, you know what I mean? Once again, this is going back to everything we just talked about. We don't take long to celebrate one another. I dropped that flyer a few days ago, and I wasn't even gonna it's funny, I had played around and fixed more of it up, just seeing what I like, but you just celebrated me, and I appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? It's the little things.
We ain't never had no problem giving roses, man.
Nah. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I was telling one of my homies about too. It's just like, yo, like, people find it difficult to celebrate you when they're not part of the win.
That sucks. Yeah, I hate that.
When they not part of the win.
I always like telling somebody they did something dope. Always like saying, even as simple as dope, nice sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did good today. Like, I have no problem telling somebody that. And yeah, you're right. You'd be surprised.
You know what I mean? So even going back to what you said, like, I've had people, that, like, you know, even people may know of that are, like, definitely reached a different plateau of success on different levels. And it's like, yo, a thing that keeps me going is the fact that, like, I know I'm that dope to be there too, and to be even higher up. And when I get there, oh baby, when you come back through, not only is that price gonna be up, but that smile's still gonna be just as bright. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, I never mind working, but now it's gonna come with a real fee for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one gets to come back free. Like, no. So I was like, yo, you know how we was like, yo, I can't wait till you come back.
Exactly.
Yo, wait, remember that episode? The little kid was like, I'm sorry I lied to you, Martin.
Can't get my barbershop name. That's my classic Martin right there.
Yo, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like that's all it is. And we talk about that all day. Remember, sometimes, and that's the cool thing too. Like, you know what I mean? You had a quote, and I know I'm about to mess it up, but it was just like something about like stop talking to people who aren't listening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, you want to find the right people that can also like put you in your place, you know what I'm saying, and help grow you. Like I remember a time when I was talking to you. Like, you know, you get frustrated. Sometimes you just want to vent, but sometimes you also need to hear the real too.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was telling you, like, yeah, like I reached out to this cat, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little frustrated, but it's like, yo, I can't wait. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Dudes don't want to work with me, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got to keep it moving. And maybe it's not right for me to work with this cat right now, or, you know, he doesn't find value in my shit. But like, yo, I know we fly. You was just like, yo, word, don't even sweat that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was like, yo, look at it from this perspective. Yo, Niche, go get in the back room, you know what I'm saying? And do that. Take that energy and put it somewhere else. I was like, you know what? You're fucking right.
Nah, definitely.
You know?
And one thing that you've inspired in me is that state of independence. Like, I'm not waiting for nobody. I don't need nobody.
Nah.
I'm gonna start pushing this car up the hill. And you know what I mean? The engine's there right now, but ain't nobody gonna come push this car unless we start pushing it ourselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were always quick to do that. We was always down for doing that.
And what's cool too is like, think about it, even with the car, sometimes wherever you're at in your life, like let's use the car analogy, like if you're in the woods where there is no road, you know what I'm saying? Because we're paving our own way. So we have to start pushing the car where no one even knew the car was at, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right, yeah.
So we had to push it to a visible road. And now we have other people, you know what I'm saying, helping us push. We found a spot, we putting more gas in it, you know what I'm saying? And even when it seemed like it's slowing down, it's still moving, you know what I mean? It may not be moving at the speed that we want it to, but that shit is still moving, you know what I mean? So
definitely. No. And
you know,
why you know what? Why do you think it is so hard for people to show that love or to just show that inspiration? Like, it's just not like, I don't know. You know what? I think it's like this thing where you're like, oh, you dick riding, or you know what I'm saying? You don't want somebody to be able to throw it in your face, kind of thing. And it's like, where did that attitude even come from? You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? I don't know. I think social media has definitely attributed to that, you know what I'm saying, or contributed. It's like, yo, even you get people who don't really like to clap for you and like in front of the masses, you know what I'm saying? Some people might, you know, that's why they say people always looking. Like, sometimes I'll be out and about and someone will be like, yo, I saw you, da 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 da, yo, that joint was fire. And I'm like, I ain't even know we was still like, I didn't even know you follow me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like you could have just wrote that, but it's just like, yo, I'll still take it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when people aren't a part of it, there's different people. Some people that we may have worked with or come into contact with that we no longer, you know, it ended up not panning out how we wanted it to. So you kind of get that like, oh man, I should be there too. Or I could have been there. You know what I'm saying? I was there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what sucks. That regret, that pain.
You know what I'm saying? So like a situation like that where there's like past working relationship, like, you know, people get salty over that, and then, you know, sometimes people are just haters. I've learned that there's no other way to put it. Like,
you 100%
know what I mean?
right.
Like, but like for me, like even the people who have wronged me, like, yo, I can't afford to speak bad about you. I got other stuff I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I can't take time away. I do myself a disservice when I go out of my way to, like, you know what I'm saying, throw shade. I do you a disservice. I do my team a disservice. Like it just doesn't make sense for me. So it's like, yo, like I got this car I'm pushing, you know what I'm saying? And we all just bout in the car, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, y'all see us driving around here, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, yo, you know, I've just learned to, you know, just put that energy and that time into something that really matters. And it could be hard too as entrepreneurs, like, you know what time it is, play, like, you know, when we starting something and, you know, we're still trying to figure it out. So we're not directly seeing the results as much that we want to see, like,
but we're seeing path. It's not,
but it's like it's still happening. So it's like, yo, we're okay. Everything's fine. You know what I'm saying? And I think having those constant reminders, not even just like verbally, but like in the work that we do, like, you know, we see these different things, like, you know, it was real dope. Even in the last Ayo Nation Friends, we have a segment where we have Ayo Mail, where we have different people write in. And y'all could feel free to write in. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me email.
Yep. Vibe with a Queen, VIBE with a Queen @gmail.com, and just ask us whatever you want, any random question, any situation. You know what I'm saying? We're big on privacy, so you know, we will change your name or whatever it is you need us to do. We don't shout out the email address or anything like that. We're big on confidentiality. And
you told us about what you talking us about?
So the last one we had the young homie Nati. Shout out to Nati. Yeah, from around Newburgh, and like, you know, young cat, aspiring artist, and it was cool because, you know what I'm saying, I met Nati from being in Newburgh working. I substitute taught, you know what I'm saying, I was heavy in the community. I had my own, you know, after school programs, and Nati was one of those kids. So it's cool to see him come back around, and he's just like, yo, like, how can I get my music out? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I love what you and Playboy are doing. Like, yo, it's inspiring me. Like, you know what I mean? I want to do this, like how y'all do this. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, like, now what if we would have stopped? Like, what if we like, we wouldn't have been able to reach Nati? I don't know what Nati is gonna go and do. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that it's, and when I say Nati, it's not just him. It's a whole bunch of Natis around here.
The generation,
you know what I mean? That are scared to write in. So like, his letter is important. You know what I mean? Anything that you're going through is important.
And the cool thing about his letter was he was asking about like just being an artist. And some people might not even know that you are an artist, if you know what I mean, depending on what way you introduced to Ayo Niche. And I know you're working on some new music. I know you got something in the woodwork. You know what I mean? Can you let them know? Give them a little, you know, just idea what you're coming with this next project, what you're trying to do?
First of all, this guy know I got a project because he's the executive producer.
I'm working on it. You know what I mean?
Yo, make sure you got your friends that's gonna give you the alley-oop. You heard?
You gotta set the questions up, right? I'm professional at this. I gotta throw you that segue. You know what I'm saying?
They say that boy good.
I seen the lane right there. Chris Paul with it.
We're working on an EP right now. Shout out to Culture, Kings of Culture.
Culture, what up, doggy?
Yeah, man. I'm enjoying this part of us creating because you know, it's just all coming back full circle. With this project, we got an EP coming out. The first single will be dropping around June. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely trying to make sure we drop that first single during Gemini season. You know what I'm saying? That's big for us. You heard? So you know, the project is gonna be real dope because we're taking a lot of the different styles that we're influenced by. And for me, I've been heavy on the production side, so I'm excited for people to see that and the songwriting. And yeah, you'll hear me hopping on with the rapping. Like I'm just, you know, we had this conversation, you and I, before about people saying like, yo, you know, just find one thing and stick to it. And it's like, one thing.
That's not what Geminis do.
Yeah, like yo, excuse me, like, nah, like, yo, I can't, like, I've never been that way, and I feel like, yo, if I would have listened to them, then, you know, we wouldn't have all these different lanes that we're a part of now. You know what I'm saying? So with this project specifically, I'm excited because it's overdue. You know what I mean? Like, and it just feels so right. All the music that we're making, the remixes that's happening, you know, even it's making us all grow in a dope way. Playing with different sounds, different
challenging ourselves.
Yeah, different BPMs. You know, and now we're looking for the different artists. So shout out to any artist that's listening, watching, producer. Like, hey, like, we're down and I'm willing to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people all day, like, somebody was just like, yo, you like one of the dopest around here. I'm like, catch me now. Catch me now. I'm telling you now, catch me now. So, you know, because like I tell you, like, that international energy is like really what I'm shooting at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never really felt comfortable being boxed in the hip hop.
Nah,
like, you know what I mean, rappers, like,
nah,
you know what I mean? Like, you're not with that genre not with the genre, but with being put in a genre. I'm saying like you can do everything.
Yeah.
And like don't limit me. Like, and that's kind of what you push with DTOD, different for everybody out there who don't know, that's the entire movement.
And DTOD.
There you go. You know what I mean? That merch coming soon.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
I mean?
New merch on the way them.
That's very inspiring, like you said, not only for Nazi, but even this people our age and older than us that not even comfortable in their own skin. And you know what I'm saying? I think that's what's great with the entire movement that we're pushing and everything that's in the AO Niche universe. Every project you're doing is you are expressing that individualism and you being yourself. So I love that.
Yeah, man. DTOD, that's definitely the motto. And like you said, we're heavy on, self-love and just embracing your differences. Like, if like just imagine a world if everyone decided to be themselves. There'd be so many different people, you know what I mean? It's and that's, to me, that's part of where it's like the term probably like hater came through, you know what I mean? Just because somebody different, you know what I mean? I feel like I've always just done my own thing without even knowing I've been doing it, never really aspired to be like anyone else, despite maybe the what is that when people despite comparisons, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always get the you know what I'm saying, Missy, like, no. I've listened to Missy and I respect Missy, you know what I mean?
But you're not trying to be her, you're not trying to be anybody,
not at all. But I expect it,
Yeah, no, and actually, that's actually a really good point, and it brings us to my favorite part of the show segment that you might be used to, Niche. It's called Have You Heard? I'll get headlines, and I'll bring them to the table, and I'll see, whoever I'm rocking with, if they have heard. AO Niche is in the hot seat today, and
snap.
Like we was just talking about being, different. Somebody's a little mad at people not being different enough, and Nike is out here with they got their lawyers on it.
Verse Bape.
Yeah, they said Bape and as well as Lululemon. You know what I mean? Nike got a few lawsuits out here.
With Lululemon?
Yeah. They got two at Lululemon, actually. Lululemon, they came at them. One, because Lululemon, that mirror that you can work out in front of?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lululemon bought the rights to that. They bought the company that had that. The thing about it is Nike's like, we own a patent on that same type of. So they was gonna go after the company anyway, but then Lululemon hopped in there. They like, we just go after the parent company. You know what I mean? On top of that, y'all biting our kicks. You know what I'm saying? So they like, what's going on here? So
yeah.
And then, but like you said, they seem to be on the fury with everybody because they also said, yo, Bape, we shutting this down. Y'all can't be out here rocking like that. Like, what they say? They said the Bapester is a copy of the Nike Air Force One. The Bapester Mid, copy of the Nike Air Force One Mid. The Skatester is a copy of a Nike Dunk. And the Courtster is a High is a copy of their Air Jordan 1. Now, anyone who's ever seen a Bape knows that obviously Bape was inspired by the setup. I believe Nigo, if I'm not mistaken, had worked at Nike at a point in time, and took some of his ideas when he went to go start Bape. What's interesting about this is Bape has been doing this for over 20 years. Remember, Bape was cool. Pharrell and them was rocking Bape, the Quints and all that when it was happening. Nike let them. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, remember when you was moving sneakers and all that? Nike let them go into a powerhouse. And then was like, yo, now we taking you down. Now it's time for the copyright infringement. So we don't know if something happened where maybe Nike tried to buy them and that didn't work out. And now Nike's like, all right, well, now you're going to deal with our lawyers. You know what I'm saying? But how do you feel about that? Like, because you're an artist, right, on one end of the spectrum, but you're also a DJ. And as DJs, I love the remix. I love being able to take something someone else made and now putting my own personal twist on it. You see it now on social media. You make a reel, somebody else could remix your reel and they get more looks on it than you got on the original joint. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel, I guess, being as both the artist and the DJ, about how serious it is in a state like something like a sneaker? Can someone take that same sneaker and put their look on it, or is like, nah, you violating right now?
I think I feel like one, that's part of my beef with SoundCloud.
Okay. You know what I mean? Some people who don't know, who don't have the, because you mentioned it, but I don't know if they fully got what you're talking about.
Like years ago, like when SoundCloud was really just popping, this is before like Russ got it popping. This is before a lot of people got it popping. Prior to the copyright infringements really popping off. Being a DJ is one of the best things about being a DJ is putting people onto new music, which one of the reasons why we love doing the 1st to 15th our ways, introducing maybe even something that you never heard of before and remixing it on our own. So when I was coming out with my mixtapes, I was finding a lot of the different artists. This is before Kendrick Pop, before Janae. I mean, just all these dope artists, and I will put them on a mixtape, the GEDs and the Get Her Dones, and yo, they would come out, and then next thing you know, I would be pretty much the first person with the mix on the internet. You know what I mean? And they would pop. Next thing you know, it went from like 100 a day to 1,000 a day to thousands a day to like 100,000 in a month plays. I'm talking about different play. I wasn't really truly understanding my statistics and my analytics. So, you know, now I'm seeing, okay, I'm popping in Houston, I'm popping in Chicago, Atlanta, okay, DC, LA, like I'm starting to get it, but then boom, they hit me with a strike. Okay, you know what I mean? I'm not sweating it. Copyright infringement. Yeah, copyright strike. All right, cool. I got 1 strike. Next thing you know,
a 3 strike, you're out.
3 strikes. Yeah, it's 3 strike, you're out. You're out. But like a lot of my songs were so ahead that when the artist got ready to pop and then they signed to these labels, you know, like now the labels are coming after me.
Retroactively on stuff you've already put out.
Yeah, that was out for months, like years. And I'm at like now, I was at like what, maybe like 3.6 million plays, and it was like, yo, next thing you know, I went to go log in, they took my account, and I'm like, what? Yo, I wanted to cry. I'm like, yo, I probably did cry. I'm like, yo, I'm looking around, I'm trying to figure it out, and it's like, yo, they took everything. Like they took everything. I had no access to any of, you know what I'm saying? The
they just shut it down. They just shut down the page.
Shut it down, and then when I looked it up, that's when, you know what I'm saying, the the different record labels were starting to get hip to seeing how powerful it was to have plays online. You know what I mean? That digital footprint of streaming, streaming. And yo, they, even to this day now, like if you go to my SoundCloud is Pal Ayo Niche, because Ayo Niche, they took my joint away. You know, I couldn't get it back. So to me, it's difficult because it's like, yo, like anything that I put up, even I was telling you, you know, even on some of the 1st and 15th, and we're still, I'm still looking for a real home for it, because it might not do well over here, no matter how I may, you know, mask up like some of the songs that are playing. And you know how you tell me like, yo, okay, well, try not playing the whole song. And I'm like, yo, I love this certain part, I want to let it rock out to here. It's hard, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm not looking to make no money off of it, but at the same time too, like the artist can have whatever money. Let me just get the recognition on, you know, me producing it that way.
Yeah, well, that's why I like YouTube's model, because YouTube is like, create, like, remix this shit, do it. And if someone is entitled to the money, that ad revenue is just gonna go to them. Which I think is like, I don't want nobody's ad revenue. If you feel like that's his money, that's Drake's money, that's, you know what I mean, Puff Daddy's money,
I don't want it.
You know what I'm saying?
Want nothing to do with it.
Let me show people I'm nice as fuck. With mixing shit, with remixing, with showing what I know how to do. Don't stop me from doing that. The Nike thing's a little different, because it's their intellectual property. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like music is not, you can't hold it and touch it. You can't take it with you. You can hear it, you know what I'm saying? But anybody could take music that's already made and add something more to it, right? Or take something out of it and add, and it feels different. So what I guess, and the same argument could be made for what Bape is doing, taking a swoosh out of it and putting their own logo. However, they don't have the ability to create a new song, right? The same way an artist does. And now that they don't have to worry about, Nike only has their sneakers. Like, so that sneaker came out in 1984 and still the sneaker they're selling in 2023. Not to say they don't have different models, but to them, they're like, no, that's our song. That's our #1 song. You know what I'm saying? That's our we don't want it playing on the radio. We don't want nobody listening to this in the clubs. You get it from us.
But at the same, I look at it as the same way. Like, you know what I'm saying? To me, maybe, I don't know in the legal world if there was ever a conversation between the two, but it should have been like, yo, well, you know what I'm saying? Like how Whitney, I bring it back to music. Like, yo, let me lease this real quick. You know what I'm saying? So let me give you a percentage of this. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you the finder's fee. Like whatever. License it off. You know what I'm saying? I even look at
well, I think that's what got him caught up. My fault. We'll finish that point. Go ahead.
No, but say I even think about like you know, even like we live, like you said, we live in the day and the age of the remix. You know what I'm saying? People showing what they can do to this thing. And that's creativity within its own. So when I think about like even shirts, you know how like you might see like the Friends logo, you know what I'm saying? and people have taken it and put different stuff. What's the other joint? What's the other one that I really even a Nike? I had a Nike joint and I put what was it? Inside of the swoosh, I put music signs, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I put my name and I put did it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, yo, it's cool to take something that somebody may know. I just don't feel like you should get in trouble for it. Now, when you're blatantly making money off of somebody else's intellectual property, you know what I mean, or something that they created from up here and here, then they should definitely get a cut. But the thing about it is, like, even I bring it back to the music, like, I got with the DTOD song, I have the Aaliyah sample in there, you know. So for a while I was always nervous with trying to use it, but one thing I've learned too is like, hey, if they see it, if other people see it and they know about it and they come after you, you've done a good job.
That means you got the attention that you needed to get their ears. Yeah, exactly.
Do it.
And I was gonna say that's what got Nike maybe mad, because now Bape is starting to do licensing deals with like Marvel. So it's like, you know what I mean? Let's do a collabo, Marvel. And Nike's looking at the sideline like, hold on, with our design? You know what I'm saying? So like, nah, they like, you gotta shut this down. It ain't cool. And then I think with Lululemon, it was because of the fly knit. You know what I mean? They came up with a lot of sneakers that had the fly knit technology on it, and they're just like, yo, you can't just come out with your
violation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like
clothing is just that though. Everything in clothing is like, we take this person, like, you know what I'm saying, Gucci sees somebody else do something, now they do their own take on it. Now somebody's gonna take what Gucci just did and do their remix. Of Crooks and Castle's entire thing is taking luxury lines and then making it into streetwear. You know what I'm saying? It's
Crooks and is it Crooks and Castle? Is that Pusha T?
No, they Play Clothes, I think was
Play Clothes.
But the thing in streetwear is you take stuff like all the brands out here that really Supreme. One of the things they do is, you know, they just slap their logo on something, but it's like you took it and then you just put your, you know what I'm saying, kind of like made your own thing. And it's like, I think Bapester has the Bape X, which looks like a Rolex, but it's just a Rolex made by Bapester. So it's like, it's kind of like we're taking it and making it bootleg, but the bootlegness is making it cool. And you know what I'm saying? Nike even feeds on that, where like some of the Nike designs of the past 3-4 years look like stuff they used to sell on Utica Avenue back in the day, the bootleg stuff. And they were like, they were like, yo, people, let's take the bootleg stuff, make it real, and now like sell it in the store, because we know the value in that. So it's like, you kind of feeding off both sides of it now. Like you can't take the creativity of people remixing your stuff, but then you shutting everybody down that comes in within a, you know, like Lil Nas X got caught up for that because he was selling repurposed Nikes that had like blood in them or whatever he did to them, and they were like, no, you can't take our sneaker and just sell it on your own shit. Like, yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, man. I feel like one thing that I realized too is that a lot of people, when you don't communicate, it goes crazy, and you gotta have your lawyers. You know what I mean? Like I think about even with Nike, I feel like Nike kind of played it smart in a sense too. You know what I'm saying? Because Nike was on some, yo, I'm gonna let them bubble up. Yep. Everybody like, yo, why now?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not, baby? Like, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Nike on their stuff, man. I know we tight on time too, Niche. I know you didn't get a chance to see the Grammys this week just because I know we chop it up, but some of the stuff that came out of it I think was pretty dope, you know, with Beyonce, most Grammys of all time. Like that's, I think you just say it and it doesn't even hit you. But with all the artists that have put out music, the Whitney Houston, the Dolly Parton, the Michael Jackson, the Prince, like Beyonce has surpassed everybody in terms of Grammys in a relatively short amount of time. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. I think that's definitely something that we gotta, you know what I mean, salute. And actually, I think her and Jay-Z are tied for like most nominated, like not together, like separately. Like they both have been nominated the most. For Grammys.
That's fire. Wait, did you see the video with when she had got what's his name? Trevor Noah brought the award over to Beyonce, and Hov was sitting there eating some sunflower seeds, drinking juice, and he asked B if she wanted.
I do. I think they're trying to be natural while Trevor Noah is right behind them. It's like it's hard to be natural. Like,
yo, that joint was mad funny. She was just like, nah, like, and I could, you know, her cup was empty. I'm like, yo, it was like, yo, it definitely had to be a Brooklyn homie. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Dream hopped on stage and he's like, yo, you know, niggas be on CP time.
Yeah, CP time. Yo, shout out to the Dream too, because he's looking good. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's looking like he aged pretty well, looking trimmed and all that.
He making a lot of money. He's single ladies. You know, like he got that single ladies money to live off. Who runs the world? Girls. That's all the Dream right there.
Even that Bieber money, you know what I mean? But nah, back to what you were saying. I think well, one, salute, you know what I'm saying, to it being a dope black woman, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Hope too with the nominations. I think it's ill, man. I love seeing shit like that. You know, a lot of people be hating on Beyonce, even though them tickets, I just saw somebody buy a ticket for like 4 racks, yo.
Yo, I like it,
bro.
yo. Now she doing Taylor Swift numbers as she should, you know what I mean? Like
4
it's crazy.
racks. 4 racks.
A lot of people were like mad that she didn't get nominated for Album of the Year. But to me, that award don't mean nothing. That was not worth more than the other awards that she's won. So I feel like,
nah, that was a good body of work, bro.
I think it is. I think she wasn't even nominated for Album of the Year. But to my thing, it's like a lot of people like they found that as a way to not celebrate her getting the most of all time. Like, yeah, she got the most of all time, but. And I'm like, nah, we ain't putting no butt on it. Like, this is greatness, like excellence at its top. You know what I'm saying? That we seeing. And to be honest with you, I was more mad that Mary J. Blige ain't win nothing. That hit me harder.
And like, she performed.
And she performed. Like, give her something for showing up. Like, she's the queen. She's still doing the thing. That Good Morning Gorgeous is a dope song.
Wait, like, bro, it was you said give her something for showing up. Were you trying to give Mary the participation?
Not participation. That shit that Dr. Dre got. Dr. Dre got some like lifetime achievement.
Yeah, the lifetime achievement. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, give her own award or something. Mary.
Has Mary ever won a Grammy?
Yeah, I think Mary has Grammys. Yes.
Nah, she should have definitely got something though.
Yeah, exactly. She's been nominated a lot recently and hasn't brought any home. But Mary definitely, you know what I'm saying, I think deserves more. But it's even a thing too where Chris Brown was like, "Who's Robert Glasper?" Because that's the guy who won the R&B category. And
Glasper's fire.
That's the thing, right? And you seen a lot of people come out the woodworks like, "I rock with Glasper." Only reason I knew about him is my guy Jason. Shout out to the guy who done the perfect talk photos for us. That's my guy Jason. I know him since elementary school. He put me on to Robert Glasper because on his Instagram, he got a post with him. He's like, yo, I ran up on him. I said what up to him, you know what I mean? And he kind of just walked by, and then I had to run back on and be like, yo, can I get a picture? That's the only reason I knew who Robert Glasper was. But when Chris Brown started hating, I was like, oh shit. And then Chris Brown kind of put out an apology saying that his reaction wasn't at Robert Glasper. He wasn't trying to take nothing away from another black man. It was more at the Grammys. Like, why are we in the same category? Like, we make different type of music. You know what I'm saying?
I about to say I can't fathom him not knowing Robert Glasper.
I think he even knew who. I think once he seen him, he probably knew who he was.
Yeah.
But I think when he heard the name and heard that he lost to him, he probably was like, "What the hell happened?" Another big moment. We got Viola Davis. She officially became EGOT, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her audio book. Go out and check that. Viola Davis is just a dope lady in everything she does, from movies to. I heard her book was a banger. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that she's officially an EGOT because we need more.
Let the people know what the EGOT is, bro.
That's Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. So that's a person that's won all 4. You know what I mean? And it hasn't been done many times. You know what I mean?
Fire.
Yeah. She's done it on the stage. She's done it on film. You know what I mean? On the screen. And right now, like, she got the Grammy because of the audio book. So shout out to her. Hip Hop 50 was a great moment. Like
I heard
that was great. I
ain't even catch it on the rewind yet, bro. That's how busy it's been. I ain't even see it was dope.
It kind of was so unreal. Like, you kind of just took it by. Shout out to LL Cool J. He started off with Jazzy Jeff and everybody from Queen Latifah, Method Man.
I saw her piece, yeah.
Big Boy from Outkast. Was there, then Gorilla, Lil Baby represented for the New School, but I'm talking about the Locks came out, like it was just nonstop, like everybody just coming out the woodwork, like shout out to, you know what I mean, them celebrating because hip hop and the Grammys have a story past that hasn't always been great, but shout out to them, you know what I mean, doing it big. The Takeoff Memorial was huge, you know what I mean, it was a little air of negativity around it because all these rumors came out that Quavo and Offset were fighting backstage before Quavo came out to do his memorial for him, which hurt my heart because I was waiting for Amigos reunion, you know what I mean, with them 2 brothers. So hopefully they can figure that out. I'm not sure why Quavo didn't want him to. I think Quavo was planning on doing it alone, but the Grammys tried to invite Offset on stage, and Quavo was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do it solo." You know what I mean? Whatever his reasoning behind it, you know what I mean? They figure it out. I think the video of Cardi B coming at yelling at them got leaked also.
I saw that.
Yeah, I just hope they can figure it out, man, because it's sad that their brother died and that. You know what I'm saying? That they still not on where they should be, not on the same accord.
Yeah, see, and that's why, like, for me, like, you know, I think about it, you know, like, even you and I, like, I'm like, yo, I never want to get to that point with you. You feel me? Like I don't think it's worth that, especially like when we reach a point where we're doing our art and we're making that type of bread and those type of moves and we're influencing so many different people. Like, nah, like it got to be deeper than that. Whatever the reasoning was, that's on them. But I'm just saying between, you know, how we operate and even like a few others, like I'm like, damn, like I never want that, man. Like even how we say like keeping, like, remember we had that conversation about keeping each other, like just checking each other, you know what I'm saying? Always being able to say like, yo, relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You should have that with your homie. Like it should be there. No amount of money or nothing should definitely come between that. I'm not even gonna try to speculate why they not on the same accord, but I do wish them the best, man. And once again, rest in peace to take off, because that definitely, it still hits, you know, still hurts. Jay-Z ending out the Grammys was dope. DJ Khaled, actually more specifically, brought out Rick Ross. Seeing Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, and Jay-Z perform God Did was huge. You know what I'm saying? Dope way to end up the Grammys. But another big thing for Jay-Z is, have you heard, Jay-Z just got $750 million. He sold his share of Douce back to Bacardi. Now it was like, wow. It was a little funny because he was suing them. I don't know if you heard recently. Nah. But he had a lawsuit going on with them. At one point he was thinking of even buying his total share, and he was like, nah. They kind of denied the deal. They were like, they were not going through with the deal. So at that point he had them audited to see exactly what they were worth and what their evaluation. Come to find out, they were, because Douce and Bacardi, they had a partnership together. Come to find out, they wasn't even being upfront with the money, kind of similar to what Flo Rida and Celsius was going through years ago. So once Jay-Z audited them, realized, yo, they offer some money, he's like, bet, we're gonna take the lawsuit to I want to say, what is it, the Barbados. I want to double check, make sure it's Bermuda, one of them. I don't want to mess it up. But he took it basically out there to Bermuda. And once he started going in and like, yo, you know, you start subpoenaing up in papers for a lawsuit, I think they got nervous and they was like, yo, we'll buy you out for $750 million, which is essentially what they did, but he still keeps a stake in the company as well. So he came out on top with that. He had no lawsuit, no nothing. Yeah. 750 already rich man, $750 million richer.
I also want to say this. You was talking about the song God Did. Shout out to the homie Friday too. That's the dude that was doing the vocals on there.
He was there. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah. Really dope dude. And it's cool to see just him like elevate. And even if you go like to his Instagram, I forgot what it is, but he was sitting there recording like in the crib, you know what I'm saying? Had the, you know, basic setup like most of us do, you know what I mean? And yo, like now he was on the ground like that. It's beautiful to see. So shout out to Friday, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Lizzo too. Lizzo's another big winner. I'm a huge fan of Lizzo's music, and her acceptance speech was dope. You know what I mean?
I didn't hear the speech. But she had the choir. She had the choir with her though, right?
She performed. She did perform. Yep.
I saw that, and I saw a small clip of that, and I was just like, "Yo."
Yep. Yeah. Now Lizzo came out correct. To the point, like, and I was listening to Lizzo's album this week because I don't really get into albums as much as I used to, but I hear a lot of the singles and a lot of the stuff that come out, and everything that came out of Lizzo's past album, even the previous one, I thought was real dope. So I went and I started listening to more of her album this week, and she's such a talented lady. She shouted out Prince, and you can hear the Prince influence and everything she does. Like she's another one that is not going to get boxed into a genre and or anything like that. Showed a lot of love to Beyonce in her speech. So shout out Lizzo. And one more person of greatness that we got to shout out is LeBron James. He is the number one scorer of all time in the NBA. He just, you know what I mean? He just got it. Just got it, you know what I mean, this past week. Shout out to LeBron, passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know what I mean, did it in the Staples Center, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, did it in LA where he plays. This would be not the Staples Center, they call it Crypto now, Crypto Arena. But he's been doing, obviously LeBron's a GOAT, you know what I'm saying? And when I say a GOAT, I don't mean the GOAT, because I don't think there is a particular GOAT in basketball, but you can't deny him as one of the greatest of all time, you know what I mean? However you feel about him. On top of that, never got in trouble, never's been caught drunk out nowhere, never been no drunk driving, never beat his wife, none of that nonsense that a lot of celebrity athletes find themselves into. On top of being one of the greatest of all time, I got nothing but respect for the man, you know what I mean? Raising three great kids, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing his thing.
And his one son about to go any and everywhere he wants. Like, yo, like, you can't, like, I definitely respect it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely respect it. You know, you always hear that rest in peace, Kobe, Jordan and LeBron comparison, but it's like, yo, 3 dope black men. You know what I mean? Like, yo, they done killed it. So I salute that. For real.
Definitely. By the time y'all hear this, the Super Bowl will have already passed. Rihanna will already have lit up that halftime stage. But while we're recording right now, you know, it's the day before. I want to get one of your picks for the team. But before that, you excited for this Rihanna halftime?
Yo, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I found out about a few hours ago when I woke up that it's Super Bowl this Sunday. So like,
that's the type of bubble. That shows you how much you got. You ain't even know who Steve Lacy was.
I was gonna, you know what's funny? I was gonna ask you, can you take us out on that? Yo, Playboy been singing Steve Lacy to me for like
I was like, when you told me I didn't know who Steve Lacy was, I was like, Niche probably mentioned Gemini's more than anybody ever mentioned Gemini's that I know. You know what I'm saying? And Steve Lacy got the little part in the song, you know what I mean? You can't deny Gemini. Out this, but I could. Once you told me you don't know about Steve Lacy, I could believe that you forgot Super Bowl Sunday was this weekend. One of the biggest.
Ever since you mentioned Steve Lacy, like he's in my feed, like I'm like, oh yeah, yo. Now every time I'm scrolling, I'm like, I can't deny. You know what I'm saying? I
tagged you in the post with that song too.
Yeah. Yo, Play did a whole post. Yo, I saw that post when I was out and about. I think I was at this spot for this meeting. Yo, and I had a little quick second. You do a quick scroll. Yo, I was fucking crying, bro. Like, that shit was right on point. You know what I mean? But yeah, I heard the and it makes sense too because we went out last week for my homegirl Ace's birthday.
Okay.
And this girl had like the ego shit on. I just thought they won the game before, like.
But they won
next
the
game to get into the Super Bowl. I didn't know it was for that, so I'm like, oh, makes sense. So shout out to the Eagles. And
who you rooting for, Eagles or Kansas City? If you had to pick one, I know you don't watch football like that, but for the bettors out there, you know what I'm saying? If they would have had this before the Super Bowl, the game would be done. So y'all can tell Nisha she was right or wrong.
Eagles. I'm gonna go for the Eagles. I'm definitely gonna go for the Eagles. You know what I mean? And when it comes to Super Bowl, I'm all about the commercials and halftime shows. So you know what I'm saying? That's that. I'm looking forward to Rihanna. Seeing what she got new coming out, especially since she hasn't really hit the stage. In like quite a few years. She's a mom now, you know what I mean? So want to see how she moving. Shout out to Riri looking extra tick them, you know what I'm saying? Like she's looking real tick. So, you know, definitely crazy. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a dope show. So that's what I'm going for. What about yourself? Who you going for?
Well, you said the Eagles. I'm gonna put my money on them, and then if we're wrong, we're gonna yell at Nisha on Wednesday on you know what I'm saying? Ayo, Nisha friends. I'm gonna put my money on the Eagles. Or any betting companies out there, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for someone to sponsor, if Nisha get this right, he'll sponsor, you know what I'm saying, the live podcast, you know what I'm saying? DraftKings, all of y'all, FanDuel, we rock out with everybody.
We'll take
but
it.
I'm excited about Rihanna. Man. I feel like I used to have my parents order like WWF pay-per-views back in the day. And it feel like the day before SummerSlam or WrestleMania. Like I'm excited to see what Rihanna gonna come with. I'm so excited for the game tomorrow. I'm gonna hopefully be lit. So it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, me too. And shout out to everybody too that's celebrating Valentine's Day this weekend. You know what I mean?
Word up. Oh yeah, definitely. Any advice for the lovers out there before we wrap things up, Niche? Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, I will say this weekend, but you just make sure you spend time. Put the phone down, baby. If it's anything you're gonna do, however you decide just to spend your time, whether it's you making a nice little dinner or y'all going out doing something even crazier and more extravagant, just put that damn phone down. Keep it in the car. You know what I'm saying? Take a couple pictures of one another and then just hold it down. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking forward to just putting my phone down. You heard? Like love on myself. You heard? So
nice. Before we get up out of here, Niche, where can the people find you at? Give them all your socials, everything. You know, I'm gonna try to have it down at the bottom so they can see it, but let them know.
I'm about to say, just go to Playboy shit. Nah. Yo, Ayo Niche. Everything is Ayo Niche except for a few things. And that's AYONISH. That's on the IG, the Twitter, and then Facebook and YouTube is Pow Ayo Niche. So POWAYONISH. You know, and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Ayo Niche and Friends Live podcast. That's with me featuring DJ Playboy. And every 1st and 15th of the month we have mixes dropping. I'm excited. Also, I got another mix episode, a new episode series coming out with pretty much like longer mixes called Vibe with the Queen. Episode 1 is coming out, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, just keep up. Also, too, don't forget where all the real action, the home of all the vibes on IG is _vibe with the Queen. You know,
there you go.
So anything that you need to know about Niche.
That's the whole AO Niche universe right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
It all comes together right there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And as well as AONiche.com. We're actually about to relaunch that this March with all new merch and shit. So we've been working on some things, man. Yeah. And shout out to Dungeon Forward. Definitely a dope black owned cap, you know what I'm saying, spot. They do hats, they do what else? They do beanies, and they collaborate with a lot of dope other black artists. So you know what I'm saying? It's a dope collective. And all the hats I wear are pretty much from them. So shout out to them. They show a lot of love on the repost. So
that's fine. That's fine. Now, Niche, this Wednesday we didn't get to link up, you know what I mean, for our usual AO Niche and friends, but I got a motivational moment for the people if you don't mind me kicking to it, you know what I mean?
Yo, run the tape them.
So yo, this week's motivational moment comes from, you know, man that we spoke about on the show earlier, Jay-Z, Sean Carter, Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, whatever you know him at. Hove, he dropped one on his first album that has stuck with me for so many years, and it's I would rather die enormous than live dormant.
Live dormant.
That's how we on it, you know what I mean? And
that's how we on it.
It goes to like everything that we do in life, like being invisible, being small is not going to open up doors and not going to get you to the places you want to be. Live life to the fullest potential. Let your presence be known. Let people know about your greatness. I'm even going to give y'all a 2-for-1. It's Black History Month from another great black man, Les Brown. Do not die with your music still in your heart. You know what I mean? The world needs your song. The world needs to hear about it. And you got creativity and you got books and you got, you know what I mean, all types of artwork. You got all types of sheet music, all types of instruments you could be playing. Get out there and let the world have it because we need it. The world will be so much of a better place, like Niche said earlier, if everybody was their own individual self and brought that to the table. So please do not die with your music still in your heart and die enormous rather than dormant, baby.
I like that. Yo, Playboy.
You know how we do things.
Yo. That boy good, you heard?
Niche, I appreciate you taking so much time to rock out with us today. I know it's a busy day. It's been a busy weekend for you, but you know what I mean? You fit us in a busy schedule, and we appreciate that so much here at Perfect Talk.
Wait, bro, because we definitely said, yo, like 30 minutes. And I'm like...
I know, right? Got a full episode out you.
Full episode.
I'll be doing that. I tell people all the time, it'd be 45 minutes, and me keep rock out for like an hour and 15, you know what I mean? So it always works out like that.
Sorry, I lied to you, Martin. Yeah.
Let me keep my barbershop name. Yo, Niche, it's always a pleasure rocking out with you. Like I said, thank you so much for taking the time. And look for everything AO Niche got going on. And you know what I'm saying? DJ Playboy gonna be right there by her side, rocking out. It's my partner right here. Is somebody that I not only trust, not only respect, but I also love. And thank you so much for taking the time. Nothing but gratitude. Thank you.
Yo, what you say? You can't deny Gemini.
You can't deny the Gemini. Yo, we up out of here. Niche, thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Perfect Talkers. Go support everything she does. And as soon as, you know what I'm saying, like, as soon as you drop a podcast, like an audio podcast of the live, it's going to be right here on the RSS feed. So make sure y'all check that out. You know what I mean? So, and we're going to bring everything over to the movement that we got going on. So make sure you check it out. Niche, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to vibe with the Queen. You already know.
Say goodbye to the people.
Peace.
Peace. What's good, y'all? Your man DJ Playboy back again, and we got a new segment here on Perfect Talk, man. I want to give small business owners and product creators, anybody out there, opportunity. And this segment's called Perfect Talk Product Talk. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is the place to come showcase what it is that you do. And first up, we got a guest in the building, all the way from Arizona. We got Larea in the building.
How you doing?
Where you representing, Larea?
Mesa, Arizona, all the way on the West Coast. We're in the desert, baby.
Shout out to the West. Up early, too. It's noon here, so I know it's up early over where you at. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? But shout out to you taking the time today. What is the name of your business?
I call it Larea.
Okay.
Larea by Larea, of course.
Okay, and how would you describe, like, I know you described yourself to me as a creative fashion designer, but if we were like on an elevator, you had to give me a quick elevator pitch before we got to the bottom floor, how would you explain what your business is?
I would say that I do everything. I am here to provide healing and fashion to just about everybody. I make everything head to toe. I make earrings, I make bracelets, jewelry, like the whole thing. And then I've also dove into crochet.
Cool.
So if you're one who doesn't wear jewelry, then I can make you something crochet, whether it be clothes or home essentials, whatever.
That's fine.
My hands are blessed, and I allow them to speak for themselves.
Sweet. And how long have you been doing this for?
Officially about 10 years that I've been like crafting and creating and making and doing things. It's been a business for about 5-6 years now.
Awesome. And you have a website where people can get your services. I just want to plug that real quick. What's the name of your website?
Oh yes, it's bylarea.com. Please check me out. I've got my message feature, so I can do customs for you.
Yeah, we got, we're gonna make sure that's right below you when you say that. And so like you have something on hand that maybe you could show us, like just a little sample of what it is you do, because I've been familiar with it. I've seen a couple things, but let the people out here know what you got.
So I want to show you guys a couple of my custom creations, like some of my signature designs. First up is my goddess slipper.
Okay.
So this is a toe ring and anklet combination, sort of a setup. I put it on the foot to kind of show you how it works.
Yeah.
But it's a toe ring and anklet setup. Everything infused with gemstones because I'm very big on energy. This one in particular is the rose quartz.
So explain that to me, because I've been hearing a lot about stones and crystals. So explain exactly what that is.
Yeah, so I'm very much so into the metaphysical energy of crystals.
Okay.
For rose quartz in particular, and especially since it's February and very close to Valentine's Day, this one is actually a loving energy. So if you're looking for self-love, friend love, just kind of whatever the loving vibration is that you're needing in your personal life, rose quartz is a good one to turn. But I've started doing a lot with gemstones because I started using gemstones for my own personal healing. Okay. And the more that I learned about healing through gemstones, the more that I'm trying to impart that knowledge for other folks. And that actually helped to give my jewelry creation a direction once I discovered gemstones and the healing of those.
So like the idea behind it would be I would manifest more loving energy into my life by having that gemstone somewhere on my body, or on my clothing or something like that.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
A lot of people think that it's kind of like a placebo effect, which, I mean, if that's what it is, then
it works, right?
Exactly. If it works, it works. Honestly, I do strongly and personally and actually believe in it. Like I feel the energy when I hold these certain gemstones. And honestly, if you manifest on it or meditate on it, just thinking, I want to attract love into my life. I want to attract self-love into my life. I want that loving energy. I want to be calm, healed, whole, feel good, basically. Then those are the feelings and the energy that you're going to get from the stones.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's all about manifesting what you want for your own personal.
Yeah. I was going to say anything that promotes love, that pushes love out into the world, I'm all for it. You'll never see me against it. But it's actually for more than just love. It looks like you have different types of energy too, like abundance and healing and all types of things like that, right?
Absolutely. So then we're going to pull out the sacred smoke.
Oh wait, actually, hold on real quick before you move on to the next piece. That first piece can be worn with the shoe as well, right? Like I can wear that with, like, not me personally, but maybe my girl can wear that with like a sandal or something like that. Okay.
Exactly. I always tell people anything that's open on the top. So like I wear it with heels, I wear them with flats, I wear them barefoot around the house. Like I fall asleep in them. Like I use them not only as like a pretty accessory, but I also use them as a grounding tool. Awesome. Because the feet are that's where the root is, basically. That's where you're kind of plugging in. So putting those gemstones on the feet helps you to kind of ground down, kind of anchor yourself. So I use them for that as well, especially because I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm very, very flitty.
I'm a Gemini. I don't know if you know off the top. What would a Gemini use? What would I go for? Like,
boy, you. I would say, no offense, but I would say you need a lot of grounding too.
That's what they say about us Geminis. It's two of us anyway, so it would only make sense. It would only make sense.
Exactly, that duality. But I would say grounding to help with the air and also the duality that you're dealing with as a Gemini, that double personality thing.
Interesting.
Staying in things in the root chakra, lots of like carnelian, hematite. Hematite is actually a really good one for grounding and energy transmutation. Yeah, so I can take you to school on gemstones.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna go there. But right now, what's the next product? I know you're about to show us another thing before I interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No worries. So then the next one, this is called the sacred smoke.
Okay.
This is a smoking wand, basically. It's a smoking wanded ring sort of a thing, so you can go hands-free.
Oh, that's litty. Okay. I like that. So
Elevating your smoking experience.
Yeah. And then you don't got it all on your hands and your nails, the smell and all that.
Exactly.
So, oh wow,
Exactly.
that is how much does something like that go for? You see the one I'm interested in, right?
Right.
How much
exactly.
does that one go for?
This one in particular is $55.
Okay.
This one has aquamarine and amethyst. So peace, bringing you those peaceful energies, those peaceful vibes. Aquamarine in particular is also a good communication stone, good for the throat chakra. And then the amethyst is good for the crown chakra. So communication and better thought.
I like that. I like that. Okay. You got something else next up on that Perfect Talk product talk?
Yes. Next up, then we have the sacred trays. Again, everything infused with gemstones because I'm very, very, very big on that. So with my
where exactly is the gemstone on that one? I'm looking. What do I see? Oh,
right
okay.
Yeah,
blurred out for a second. I see it now though. Okay.
Yeah, so that one's infused with garnet. But I make a bunch of these with different gemstones. I got another one here. This one's one of my favorites because it's so friggin' pretty.
Yeah. And that would inspire me to keep, because I would use that as an ashtray. I'm assuming, right? Is that okay? Exactly. Yeah, that would inspire me to keep my tray clean. You know what I mean? And that's
and they I like that. Right really perfect too. Like you wash them out and they look like new.
And how much is something like those are two separate pieces, but something like that go for in a range?
About $30.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing with these, like you don't only have to use them as ashtrays. I use them as candle holders. I use them as ring holders. Like when I'm washing my hands or whatever, take my rings off, toss them in there. They're multi-use, which is why I call them sacred trays as opposed to ashtrays, because I don't want to limit your ability.
I like that. See, when you said it, I was like, I didn't want to assume ashtray, and I like that multi-purpose. You know what I mean? You can see the entrepreneurial mind in Lorraine right here. No, Lorraine, real quick, you might have some other products, but I don't know, we didn't speak about this beforehand, but I'm cool with Ambro, and I know you're close with Ambro. He had put me on to you teach people also how to do some of these things as well, right?
I do. I actually started my own event that I call the Jewel and Sip.
Okay.
It's basically a jewelry class with a flair.
Okay.
That's something where I pick the project, I set up all the stuff, you buy your ticket and you show up. I walk you through how to create your own piece of jewelry. And actually on one of the ones that we recently did, it was ear cuffs.
Okay. Ooh,
show you that. So that was one of the projects that we did for one of our Jewel and Sips. But it's basically
it's like a pay and sip, like I'm assuming like there's a little sipping involved. Exactly. Or the good stuff. Okay.
Exactly. Sometimes I do wine, sometimes I'll do a mixed drink. I did a brunch version where we had mimosas. Like I always try to keep it fresh and new, especially because I have like repeat customers. So I don't want them to have the same experience every single time. So the menu is always different, the drink is always different, and the project is always different.
That's nice, man. I might have to take a trip out to the West if you ever need a DJ to play a little, you know what I'm saying, some smooth vibes in the background. You know what I mean? Always add on to that experience. I'm an entrepreneur too.
Exactly. I'm always trying to expand.
That's dope though. And I like that you're teaching people the ability to I'm big on adult learning, no matter what it is. And I think that's amazing that you're doing that, and it's awesome. And it's also an added business, I'm assuming, as well. So you know what I mean, a way for you to add on to your revenue stream. That's amazing. What was like your biggest challenge, I guess, to getting your business started? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that might do the same thing, might be interested in getting started. What was the thing that you think was maybe holding you back, and you felt like, all right, when I got this out the way, boom, let's go. We're all full speed ahead.
I would say, if nothing else, I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my creations. So like, I mean, I've been creating for like 10 years, but it's only been a business for almost 5 years. So just in that in itself, I just wanted to kind of perfect my craft and know what I'm doing and what I'm selling and what I'm talking about before I go out there and start doing it, basically. No shade to anyone who just, if they decide to do this yesterday and then hit the streets tomorrow, no shade to them. Beautiful. I love your confidence. But for me, I needed to perfect that first, because I don't like the way that I create. I do everything head to toe. So like when I make earrings, I'm making the casing for the earrings. I'm making the ear wire for the earring. So I'm not what I call a snap together jeweler. I create things like all the way down. Again, no offense to people who find pieces and components and snap them together, but that's just not the way that I do things. Exactly. Yeah, that's not the way that I do things. I'm very big on do it yourself fully. If you're gonna call yourself a jeweler, then you better make that shit. Better make that fully yourself.
So we curse it. We curse it.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
PG-39.
I'm a potty mouth. I cuss like a sailor. It's bad.
Nah, that's okay. But so and I'm a creative myself. Like I DJ, and we've actually started doing the 1st to 15th mix. We were talking about it earlier on this episode, where we'll put out mixes every the 1st to 15th of every month, and it allows me to get that creative bug out. But and I know a lot of creatives also who they get that, you know, paralysis by analysis, right? They don't want to move further. So was it for you? Did you reach what you considered perfection, or is it an understanding that maybe everything won't be perfect, but this is the best that Lorraine is putting out right now?
I would say I mean, not to be cocky, but then also to be cocky, I would say that I've reached a level of perfection for my own personal craft and for the avenue that I've chosen. I would say very much so that I've reached a level of perfection. So now I'm confident enough to start going out there every weekend and hitting the streets and selling my things, like at vending shows and that sort of thing. Like I've gotten so confident with what I do now that I quit my job last February. So
okay.
I am fully 100% an entrepreneur. I am a Larea employee. 1,000%. You know, I work for myself. I do it all for myself. So yeah, I would say that I've reached that level of perfection. Like obviously I still have flaws. I still have mistakes. You know, I still have missteps and that sort of thing. But yeah, I think I've gotten it.
Yeah, you hit where you consider perfection. Now that's good. That's dope. And I think that a lot of people they might just jump out the window sometimes and get something out because they're so excited, but they haven't really fully hit that part where they love every part of it. They love the mundane of it. They love every single aspect of it. And to your point, no, I think you should reach a level of maybe not even perfection. That might be the wrong word, but expertise. You know what I'm saying, or you know, experience, or just doing it for a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? But on the flip end of it, don't be one of those people who I think you're just waiting for years for every single thing to fall into place. Because there's a lot of things that I've done further in the DJing business, in the podcast business, that I wouldn't have been able to get ahead unless I got the ball rolling behind me. You know what I mean? They got that momentum moving. So there's definitely a level of expertise that you do want to reach though before bringing things out to the masses. I agree with you 100% on that. Did you have another piece that you wanted to show us?
Well, yes, I say, let me get into the crochet now, because I'm talking about how I crochet.
Segue. Crochet segue.
So this is one of my crochet handbags. They all come fully lined so that you don't lose any of your stuff. This is one of my other signature creations. I call it the bobble tote.
Hold it back from the camera a little bit. Let me get a wide look at that. That is dope. I like that. That's fire. Okay.
It's got the nice little crossbody chain deal, or you can go with the shoulder strap. Very, very fancy and fun. She comes in a bunch of different colors.
You know what I mean?
And my latest design, my revamped backpack.
Okay, I like that. I like that with the brown. I got that look of like the suede from back in the day. I like that. Okay.
Exactly. Got the nice leather bottom, leather straps. Of course, we got the double pocket, and of course, she comes lined as well.
Okay.
The lining is always like, that's what really makes it for me. Look at that.
It's like adding, like you didn't even know I had something in here. Open this up.
Exactly.
I like that. These are great ideas for Valentine's Day and beyond. You know what I mean? Like just to, you know what I mean, to treat your mate, or even to get to treat yourself to something. This is all fire. You know what I mean? I like what you're doing. I like that you're doing it through positive energy, through love, through peace, and everything like that. And it's great to see that in the business world. You know what I mean? For a first guest, we're definitely starting off on like a positive segment, a positive view for this segment right here. So thank you so much. Do you mind if we switch it up a little bit though and get into one of my favorite segments? Okay, like one of my co-hosts, his name is Spec, S-P-E-C, and we have a segment here called Respect or Speculation. It's called Put Respect on My Name. And what I do is I'll tell you about a story, and you'll let me know from your point of view if you have respect for it or if you have a little bit of speculation. You know what I mean?
All right,
let's get right into it. First one up. Let's see. Up right here. Give me a second. I thought I was ready. Netflix, if you might not know, they had decided that this week that they were gonna implement a password policy. They were kind of teasing it for months, saying that they want to cut down on the password sharing, and they were like, "Yo, this is the week. We're about to shut it down, man. Get your life together." They thought, because they were hurting for a little bit of money, because Netflix has reached a point where I think a lot of people I don't know if they saturate the market, but everyone who's gonna sign up for Netflix probably is signed up for Netflix. You know what I mean? And they're probably gonna need a big show or something like that to be a big draw to get people to come over. But as of right now, I think they might have hit that point where they need a big product, and this might not be the best time for them to be like, hey, you 5 people over there using one account, we gonna try to get 5 accounts out of y'all. Like, I think the internet reaction to it was like, y'all ain't even got no heat right now. Like, ain't no Squid Game, ain't no Stranger Things, ain't no like, all right. You know what I'm saying? And I think just they knew the analysts like looked at it, they're like, yo, this is about to make big numbers for Disney, Paramount Plus, Amazon, everybody else with our competition, everybody just gonna run over there. So Netflix actually was like, hold on. We just kidding, y'all. And they decided to rescind the password policy. So my question for you is, they actually, and then they came out, they were kind of corny about it. They were like, it was just a mistake. We didn't actually mean to have this have this put out, and we would like to apologize. And I'm just like, that's a little nervous, you know what I'm saying? First of all, but I'll let you decide. Do you think that do you have respect for what Netflix did, or do you got a little bit of speculation for them?
I mean, I guess respect for them backing down on that bullcrap because they realized that it was going to actually hurt them. But at the same time, I guess I got speculation because it's like the only reason why you backed down off of that is because you realized that you weren't going to make the money that you thought you were going to make. And somebody,
the backlash that they got pretty much
thought about, like somebody should have considered that before y'all even got into your announcements. And then even to give that bullcrap apology, like, oh no, we were just kidding. Like, no, you did that for months, and now that you realize that it's actually not gonna work out in your favor, we just kidding. No, shut up. So yeah, I have no respect for it, I guess.
Yep, you got a little speculation. Yeah, because I feel like, and I get where they're coming from. Like, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about it as a business owner. I can see from their standpoint why let's shut down bootlegging, right? Let's shut down, if we can get 5 accounts instead of this one account sharing to 5 people, I could see from why a business standpoint they feel like it just ain't the time to do it. You got to wait till you got a point of leverage, you know what I'm saying, that you could do that. Like, you give them 3 episodes of something hot and then be like, yo, y'all want to stay? You want to see how this ends? You got to sign up, you know what I mean? But that's not the way to really do it, to say, yo, in the middle of nothingness, in the middle of everybody else paying attention, or every other HBO's popping right now, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else paying attention to Disney. And it's like, well, now you're going to come up with this? It's not really, not the move, Netflix. So, you know what I mean? I got speculation for it as well. I do see where they're coming from. I got respect, though, because as a business owner, you know what I mean? I kind of do feel the same way, like, let's cut it down. Like, I wouldn't want, put it like this, but you can't control certain things like that. Like, you're a streamer. Like, I put out podcasts. I can't control if Ambro plays my podcast in a room of 10 people. You know what I'm saying? I should just be happy 10 people got my content. You know what I'm saying? I can't be like, yo, that's 10 separate listens that I could have got, and then I could have used those numbers to try to, you know what I'm saying, use leverage for advertising, this, that, and the third. You can't really think about it like that, because you can't stop how many people watch a TV screen in one room. So why are you even tripping that they in different rooms doing it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they got to come up with a different way to make money, whether it's ad revenue or something like that. But I think that was just a corny way to go about it, and they got called out. They look real stupid, right? You know what I mean? After everything went down. But next one up, respect or speculation. Drake, you know what I mean? Drake is one of the top streaming artists of all time. You know what I mean? He's reached 75 billion collective streams on Spotify. And, you know, he came out and was like, yo, instead of sending me plaques and sending me these awards and everything like that, he called them dinner plates. He's like, send me a bonus check. You know what I'm saying? Like send me a little, you know what I'm saying? Something like, I'm bringing all this energy over to Spotify. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, send me a little bonus check. So I guess what I would ask you, do you feel like maybe you got respect for what Drake is saying, or a little bit of speculation? Because on the other side of it, if it wasn't for Spotify, the Apple Music, the streaming networks out there, we might still be bootlegging your stuff for free, Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wasn't really paying for music before all these streaming services came out. Everybody was getting it for free off the internet. So do you think Spotify really should start doing the bonus checks, or you think Drake is like, yo, like they helping you get there, bro? You know what I mean? It's a tough one, right?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I can't correct this time.
Because, like, initially it's like, you know, I feel like, and not even just Drake, but like all artists, you know what I mean? Like, if they're bringing some significant numbers to Spotify or whatever, then they should be getting some kind of kickback. Like, I'm sure they're getting their royalties and that sort of thing or whatever, but like, specifically from those platforms, I feel like they should be getting some kind of kickback just to kind of I guess, prove their loyalty. Because like you said, like there are multiple streaming platforms or whatever. So maybe if Spotify is giving some sort of kickback, then that might inspire more people to go specifically through Spotify as opposed to spreading their thing around to other streaming platforms or whatever the case is. I don't know. That might help to kind of generate some more revenue for them in some sort of way if they're giving some sort of artist kickback.
I would see it from Spotify standpoint. If I'm gonna give you bonus checks, like give me some exclusivity. Give me 3 songs that won't pop up on Apple Music. You know what I'm saying? Give me something like that. Yeah, exactly. But we can't do this thing because I think Drake did have a deal with Apple Music at one point in time, but it wasn't like exclusive. It was just like I'll be in y'all commercials, I'll push stuff out on here, but the same music was available on Spotify and every other streaming platform. So it was like they just kind of wanted to like our logo next to Drake's picture obviously has some value to us. And I can see where Drake's coming from, but I think on this one I might have a little bit of speculation because I do think that although the streaming probably isn't paying artists what they should be paying, I'm all for artists getting paid. Mm-hmm. I wasn't paying for music before streaming came out. You know what I'm saying? Now I pay, my little $10 a month or whatever the case may be, because it's light. But I was going out of my way to get it for free. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't the only one. I wasn't the one doing it on the biggest level. So a lot of these artists are able to do what they're able to do now because of the accessibility of streaming. It's not radio anymore. It's not that. So I got a little bit of speculation for what Drake's talking about on this one. But I am all for artists getting paid. And the Spotify, if you got the money like that, throw some bonuses. That'll make artists a little happy. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't have to be anything too significant or too big or whatever, but like just some kind of kickback to show, I see you, I appreciate you, thank you for rocking with us type thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just like, and again, I guess maybe I'm speaking as a business owner because like when I get loyalty in one way or another, then I try to do some sort of kickback, whether it's a person that's been to every single Jewel and Sip. So now it's like, you know what, you get a free seat for this one, or a person who shop with me at like multiple vending shows, and it's like, all right, here you go. Now you get either a free item or a significant discount when you purchase off my website or something like that. Or hey, if you want to custom something, then I'll chop that price down for you for a custom. Just some kind of kickback to show your appreciation because that's going to keep people coming back to you.
Nah, that's 100%. Not even a switch game, but as a business, as a customer, I'd say you love these little like anything. It can be something as small as a thank you card with the product. But I was thinking of it in a sense like now I'm not a huge fast food person. I'm not pushing anybody to be. But what I do sign up for all the apps because, I might take my daughter to go get a Happy Meal, or she might want to go to Dunkin' Donuts, and you get a lot of free stuff through them apps, through them little memberships, like loyalty programs, and that is more likely to bring me back. You give me something for free, it's for me. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. I'm more likely to tell somebody on my podcast or something like that. So as business owners out there, that is something that y'all can learn. Like, what could you be giving away? Even if it's not for free, at least it comes across that y'all giving it away for free. You know what I mean? To make the customer feel as if they are something special and they are appreciated. So that's a little advice right there, little jewel dropping from the jewelry maker herself. You know what I'm saying? I got one more for you, Larea. There's been a lot of things flying in the air lately. You know what I mean? And we don't know what's going on. It was a week ago, the US had to shoot down what was known as a Chinese spy balloon. They waited for it to be over the water. They didn't want to take it down over land. Then, depending on when y'all listen to us when we're recording this, just this weekend, Canada said they had the US shoot something down, an unidentified object in the air. And this was a couple of days after something was shot down in Alaska. So I don't know. So I don't know if they're saying like these are the Chinese are sending things out, whether they're spying or whether they're just trying to get information, whatever the case may be. Or do you think this might be like some Men in Black type stuff and they just don't want to tell us the real?
I think it might just be some regular government type stuff and they don't want to tell us the real. Like, the interesting thing that I've noticed is that they always blame the Chinese.
They do.
Those are the first people on the chopping block when it comes to whose fault is this? The Chinese. Right over there doing this. You know what I mean? Like all the time. When COVID started, Chinese. You know what I mean? Like they always blame the Chinese first. And I guess maybe that's because there's a lot of people who will just automatically believe that and just run with it. And maybe that's because there are some of us who just don't have enough knowledge to vet that and really like suss that out and know for sure, like if it is a Chinese or not, like how can we actually prove that? You know what I mean? But if it's happening over U.S. soil, I'd have to say that it has something to do with the U.S.
Oh, okay. Got no speculation, double speculation.
Most definitely. I don't think that it has anything to do with anything other than the government doing some shit and trying to cover it up.
I wouldn't put it past, I ain't trying to get into that algorithm on YouTube, But,
right.
So we're gonna cut the conversation there. But I got a little speculation myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
don't believe half of what you hear, twice of what you see.
Exactly.
None of what you see. Matter of fact.
Yes, fact.
Yo, another episode in the books. Lorraine, thank you so much for being our guest, our first guest on this segment, Perfect Talk, Product Talk. Please let the people know one more time where they can find you at. Let them know your socials and your website.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at by_Laraya. That's BY_LARAYA. And find me on my website at www.bylaraya.com.
Awesome.
Let me work for you.
Awesome. You can find your man DJ Playboy on Instagram at PLICCAPLAYBOY, PLICCAPLAYBOY. I almost forgot to spell my own Instagram, man. But this one's easy. DJ Playboy on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? You can go right there, check me out. Also follow Perfect Talk on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio and on Twitter at Perfect Talk. Is, you know what I mean, new account we just started. So go check that out. Also check out the website www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. Every episode of the Perfect Talk Podcast. The radio show I do with my brother DJ show, Money Talks Radio. We just dropped a new episode. Go check that out at Money Talks Radio on Instagram. And also my radio show, The Night Shift. You can find it all right there on the website, perfecttalkpodcast.com. Also, every episode of Perfect Talk Podcast available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, wherever podcasts are available. I'm sure we did. Search at Perfect Talk Radio, and you can find your peoples. You know what I'm saying? And we're spreading love all over. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ayo Niche for being on this episode. Shout out to Laraya for, you know what I mean, being our first guest on Perfect Talk, Product Talk. And make sure you please check us out on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that, smash that subscribe button, and make sure, you know what I mean, you show some love in the comments. Also on our Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you listen to us at, leave a little rating, leave a little, you know what I mean, let us know what you think, what we can, what you like about the show, maybe even what we can improve on. I'm open to all type of constructive criticism, so we doing it around here. Laraya, is there anything that you are consuming in terms of television? Maybe it could be a book, it could even be music nowadays that you would like the people out there to know about.
I mean, I am very, very much so into true crime.
Okay.
Like it's a problem at this point. So I've actually recently been rewatching Law and Order SVU. SVU. Yeah.
SVU. That's the show right there, man. I cannot watch for months and then just sit down and find myself into an episode. Like it pulls you in.
Yes, most definitely. But honestly, that's the wave that I've been on. I sit down with my true crime crochet and I just sit there for hours.
You know what's funny about that too is like sometimes I stay away from like the murder shows or the Dahmer or stuff like that, but I think it's so amazing that you could be making a peaceful product, something that's actually putting out great energy while then taking some SVU, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. So I think that's amazing. That's the beauty of life. That's the poetic justice of life, right? You know what I mean? But Larry, thank you once again for being a guest, and we are out of here. Everybody out there, man, peace and love, spread peace and love. Also, before we go, I do want to send thoughts and prayers out to the victims of the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. Thousands of people have passed away, and shout out to the rescue efforts because they are still finding people. It's been like almost a week, still finding people alive. Still miracles that happen. I seen a baby get rescued yesterday and his mom's. It's crazy, and it's real easy to not pay attention to it, to turn your TV off, to maybe swipe by it when you see it on social media. But definitely, you know what I mean, if you could send help, send financial help, because I know they need it out there. But even your thoughts and prayers are appreciated. Like I don't got no connection to Turkey or Syria, but human lives is human lives, and I can just imagine how devastated we'd be with a national disaster like that, a natural disaster, you know what I mean, hitting our country. So thoughts and prayers definitely with all the victims in Syria and Turkey, and hopefully y'all get through this earthquake, you know what I mean. And we up out of here, Laraya. Say goodbye to the people.
Peace, power, purpose by Laraya.
I like that. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.